Board members. Board members. What? He left? He did? I'm good? Thanks. Okay, there's Adam. Here we go. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Can we all please stand for a moment of silence? Please join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Greetings, everyone. Looks like a good crowd here tonight to do some recognitions, celebrations. This is wonderful. Just do a public participation reminder. Persons wishing to address the board must sign up prior to the start of the public participation. Speakers must register on the form provided by the district at the entrance of the boardroom to maintain a first-come, first-served process. For purposes of following up with speakers, the speakers must provide their name, address, telephone number, and/or email address. To limit comments to matters which may be properly discussed during public participation, the speakers will provide the topics. Any group or organization wishing to address the board must identify a single spokesperson. Thank you for that. One more piece, reading of the emergency evacuation procedure. In case of an emergency, would everyone please follow the exit signs to the outside of the building? Please stay completely clear of the building to provide space for emergency vehicles. Thank you for that. And there's the hush over the crowd. All right, I need a motion to approve this evening's agenda, please. Elizabeth, second. Lisa, any comments or questions from the board on tonight's agenda? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, the best part of our meeting, the presentation recognitions. We are going to begin with boys bowling, and I want to introduce the assistant bowling coach, Jamie LeBrake, please.
So, for those who don't know me, I am Coach LeBrake. I am the assistant bowling coach for boys and girls bowling team. Coach Fodor could not be here tonight. He's coaching lacrosse. I guess he's got a match tonight, so he's not here. Asked if I could come here and read his speech for him that he wrote for Adam. So, to all board members, guests, parents, and friends, thank you to the Board of Education for taking the time out of your schedule to recognize Adam Wakely for his gold medal and state championship in boys Division I composite bowling category. This is Adam's second medal and state championship in 3 years. Adam was automatic qualifier for his team with a .215 season average that was the fifth best seasonal average in Section 5. The state championship was a highlight finish to another outstanding year. Adam led the Victor boys team to a second straight and undefeated regular season. This is the first time in school history the boys program went back-to-back. Adam's 215 seasonal average was 4th in Monroe County Division I. In tournament play, Adam helped his team win the Rush Henrietta tournament over a tough West Seneca West team and placed second in our annual Martin Luther King tournament. At sectionals, Adam bowled his way onto the all-tournament team with a 12-61 series. That's over 6 games. Beyond sectionals, Adam was voted in as a first-team All-Monroe County Division I and first-team All-Greater Rochester bowler. At states, Adam won the Sportsmanship Award, as well as rolling an impressive 1346 series, which finished 12th overall. Again, that's over 6 games. For the team, Adam won Mr. Strike, 386 strikes for the season. His high average at 215, an additional being a third-year captain. Adam and his team also set 6 school records for the boys' bowling program. Perhaps the most impressive accomplishment of the season is both the boys and girls teams qualified as Scholar Athlete Award teams. This is the girls' 10th straight year earning this award and the boys' 7th straight. Adam has won that award all 5 years of being in the program. Adam is the definition of what every coach wants in an athlete. His mentorship of the younger bowlers is the driving force to our success. In closing, I would like to thank the board for their continued support of our program and our kids. Thank you, Coach Fodor. Do we bring up Adam? Come on, Adam. And I would just like to take a minute to say something about Adam. When I first met Adam, he was in 5th grade. He was bowling Saturday mornings down at the bowling alley at Roseland Bowl in the junior bowling program. And I saw this little kid, 5th grade. I could tell that he had some talent. And he had on a Victor shirt, and I'm like, this kid goes to Victor. We got to get him on the bowling team when he gets in 7th grade. So I started talking to him, and I said, Adam, you can get on a varsity team in 7th grade, the Victor bowling team, we could use you. He goes, I don't know, I kind of like swimming. And I'm like, swimming? Come on. So and then I started talking to his mother, and the same thing. And she's like, I don't know, he kind of likes swimming more than bowling right now. She said, well, maybe if he could do both, maybe we could do that. And so it's what he's been doing ever since, is competing in both, and he's done great in both. It's been an honor to coach him, and we got one more year. I'm sure he'll be states next year as well.
Okay, for that height estimate, I guess I was as tall, he was as tall as I am in 5th grade. Right? I think. Still time, yeah. Okay, not for me. Next one, National Association for Music Education, All Eastern Band member. Let's see, who am I introducing? Music teacher Laura Brewer, please.
All right, good evening, and thank you for including this recognition tonight. My name is Laura Brewer, and I'm the director of the Senior High Wind Ensemble, and I had the honor, along with Anthony D'Agostino, of accompanying Ethan Smith to the National Association for Music Education All Eastern Conference from April 24th through the 27th in Hartford, Connecticut. The All-Eastern ensembles exist every other year and are made up of 600 student musicians from 10 states spanning from Maine to Maryland. Ethan was one of 7 bassoonists selected to perform in this year's All-Eastern Band under the direction of Dr. Travis Cross from UCLA. Ethan participated in many hours of rehearsal starting on Thursday, which culminated in an exceptional concert on Sunday afternoon. The band performed a diverse program of music, which included a composition by Dr. Cross himself. Ethan would most likely tell you his favorite pieces were Aurora Awakes by John Mackey and Chester, Overture for Band by William Schumann. And I told Ethan, Chester is on my bucket list. But after the concert, I think I have to add Aurora Awakes to my bucket list. So any of you that have been to a concert, I have a bucket list of pieces. So one unique aspect of this conference was that all the ensemble musicians attended the Thursday and Friday evening concerts that the teachers got to attend. Ethan and his peers were treated to performances by the Boston Brass, Nation Beat, which is out of New York City, the Affinity Big Band, which is made up of music educators from Connecticut, the vocal ensemble Concora, which is Connecticut choral artist, and the cool thing about that concert was they actually premiered a work that night by one of the members of the choir, so that was really neat to be involved in. And additionally, Ethan also was able to see all the student concerts of the ensembles of All Eastern. So in a nutshell, we heard a lot of music over the course of 4 days, and it was inspiring, and we've brought back so many memories to share with our peers. So on behalf of myself, Ethan and his family, and the K-12 Music Department, we wish to extend a heartfelt thank you. Thank you to the Board of Education, Dr. Terranova, and Senior High School Principal Brian Siesto for supporting Ethan in his participation in this conference, and for Kim Dole for everything you did to support him socially on social media and for your work this evening. He is the first band student from Victor to ever be selected for this honors ensemble. And he certainly represented the school district and the community with a high level of professionalism and musicianship. Congratulations, Ethan. We are so very proud of you. And again, thank you for taking the time to recognize this huge achievement. Congrats. Yay! And this is cool. Sarah's reflection. I think she just wants to do a picture.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, next up is the robotics team, Buckeye Regional Alliance Champions. Brian Shelvin, please. Shevlin, sorry.
Gather them behind me, guys. Keep going, keep going. We're a little bit larger of a bunch, so I didn't prepare anything formal. We like to kind of do things organically. So Dr. Terranova, Mr. Siesto, board members, parents, students. This is the Victor Robotics team. How many people here are actually aware of that we have a robotics team? Okay, see, we have some hands if we don't. This robotics team was established 21 years ago by Mr. Pete Fleckenstein, who I don't think is here tonight, and has also been guided for the last 15 years. Where is he? He's hiding. Get down here, Mr. Flack. Come on, Mr. Flack. So this extraordinary group of young men and women, their dedication to what they do is absolutely amazing. Our preseason starts when the school year starts in September, which builds up to January, where the game each year is announced. We have no idea what the parameters of the game are going to be, what kind of robot is going to need to be built. They have a reveal, and then these young men and women get to work to design, prototype, program, fabricate a robot in roughly 6 to 7 weeks. And they do everything from the ground up. I think we had one store-bought part this year that actually was the only thing that was continuing to break on the robots. So we're actually proud that nothing that we really manufactured or that these guys manufactured actually broke. We have a lot of first-time, where are our rookies? If you're a rookie for your first year, hold them up high, guys, so they can see where you are. Led by also an incredible array of returning students. We have 2 seniors. Jack, are both of our seniors here, or just one? Is Jack Jones here? Jack, no. And then the other, he's going to hate that I point him out, as my son Jonah is our other senior. Led by a very big array of juniors, including, I'm going to embarrass him, our team captain, Nolan Martin, if you could raise your hand there, Nolan. Nolan did a tremendous job leading this team this year, along with all the other team leads that we had. We did a lot of things new, and for the first time this year, we had a lot of first-time mentors. But what was really amazing was how this group came together. They kind of came into the season a little bit as a fractured team, but through a lot of hard work, collaboration, communication, a lot of long in meetings, as he called them, by their coach doing a lot of talking. But you know what? They bought into what we were doing, and as Mrs. Burdick used to like to say, is they trusted in the process. And in the end, we emerged a single cohesive team. And the win that we had in Ohio was kind of just the icing on the cake. The dedication, again, build season in January consists of 3 to 4 nights a week and all day on Saturday. And then as we get closer to competition, we had days where some of these students were working literally 7 days a week. They're working on projects at home. They're doing design CADing at home. They're collaborating with each other at home across our communication platform. I've just never seen dedication in a group, and I've had the distinct honor of coaching some sports teams, being involved with scouting, but I have never, ever seen a level of dedication and hard work like I saw out of these young men and women this year. And guys, it was my absolute honor and privilege to be your coach this year, and you guys deserve it, so congratulations. Am I supposed to hand? Right after, absolutely.
Where is front and center?
I do want to say our mentors work just as hard and were just as dedicated as our students were. So a round of applause for our mentors.
Okay, before we move on to our retiree recognition, let's take one more opportunity to thank these talented students, coaches, advisors, parents that support all these kids. You make us proud. Thank you. Okay, so now to recognize our retirees, I'll ask Dr. Terranova to come up, please.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, thanks, everybody. My retiree is not here, but she's been at her 4 to 5 retirement parties, so it's natural she might not come to the last presentation. But this is for Maren Goodlet. For almost 2 decades, Maren has been a welcoming face in the wealth of knowledge that so many of us relied on. When we think of her, words like kind, patient, and compassionate immediately come to mind. She approached every task, big or small, with remarkable attention to detail, ensuring things ran smoothly, often behind the scenes. Her unwavering kindness made the district office a warmer place and eased the way for countless staff, students, and parents over many years. Her dedication, meticulous care, and genuine warmth have left a mark on anyone who has met her. We will always be so grateful to Maureen's exceptional service in this district, and I want to thank her for an amazing professional life and a person who's been a great influence on me, so thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Karen Ryan, and I would like you to join me in recognizing Chris Overfield's remarkable career in the Victor Central School District, a true testament to her unwavering dedication, steady leadership, and lasting impact on our students, staff, and our entire school community. As the PPS secretary, Chris played a pivotal role in supporting our youngest learners, particularly those receiving special education services through preschool and in our K-1 school programs. She was not only a cornerstone of consistency, but a source of strength, warmth, and kindness to our families and the colleagues who came through the doors of PPS. I am deeply grateful for the wealth of knowledge, her thoughtful communication, and her general care she has shown all of us as we've worked with her through the years. We wish her all the best as she prepares to welcome her second grandchild into the world and celebrate this joyful chapter with her family. Chris, please come down.
A heartfelt congratulations to Rosemary Vigiano. So I don't believe Rosemary's with us tonight, but she was an integral part of the Victor Central School District for over 19 years, known for her sharp wit, her attention to detail, and unwavering support of teachers and administrators. She's left a lasting mark on the Office of Instruction here at VCS. Rosemary was a go-to for knowing who to call and who to get just what you needed. She cared deeply for the people that she worked with and their families. I hope that in her retirement, she finds even more time to do the things that she loves, being outdoors, gardening, puppy training, and time spent with her family, and time devoted to her gift of song. Congratulations to Rosemary and best wishes for whatever adventures may lie ahead.
Hello, I'm Christine Griffin, Assistant Superintendent for Business. I'm here to recognize some transportation employees who are retiring this year. I have the honor of celebrating Joe Lamarck. Joe has been a dedicated bus driver since October of 2013. Known for his reliability and commitment to safety, he always ensured the American flag was proudly displayed on his bus. His calm presence and volunteer work made a real difference. Joe, your quiet strength will be missed. Thank you for your service, and we wish you a wonderful retirement. Next, we have the pleasure of celebrating Linda Balda. Linda joined us in January of 2008. After years of driving, she excelled as a driver trainer, mentoring many with unmatched work ethic and positive attitude. Her safety record and warmth are exemplary. Linda, thank you for your dedication and leadership. We wish you a happy and relaxing retirement. Moving on, we recognize another cherished member of the transportation team, Janice Warner. Janice has been a beloved monitor since January of 2017, affectionately known as Grandma for her thoughtful gestures and holiday bus decorations. Janice made students feel valued and safe. Her kindness and reliability were constants. Janice, thank you for your care, and we wish you joy in your retirement. We also honor Karen Keller tonight. Karen has been the cornerstone of our transportation department for an incredible 38 years, since September of 1986. Her steady hand, impeccable safety record, and warm spirit made the department feel like home. Her presence at the euchre table will be missed. Karen, thank you for your remarkable service. Enjoy a well-deserved retirement. And finally, let's recognize Steve Limbbeck. Steve joined us as a dependable driver in January of 2014. Known for his excellent safety record, he was the lucky charm for many Victor sports teams. His calm demeanor and passion for classic cars were well known. Steve, your professionalism will be missed. Thank you, and we wish you the best in your next chapter.
Good evening, I'm Rob DeRose, the principal at the ECS. I'd like to recognize 3 retirees from our school. First, Leanne Shadic, retired this past August. After an excellent career in education, she began in Gananda, taught 5th and 6th grade, and then stopped teaching for a bit to raise her family. And then when she did return to teaching, she came to Victor, where she spent the last 10 years at the ECS. And she was known for her warmth and her positivity and her dedication, not just to her students, their families, but especially also their colleagues. We wish Leanne an excellent and enjoyable and restful retirement as she enjoys traveling and time with her family. Next up is Janet Apprentice, who is here with us tonight. Janet has been shaping young minds for quite a long time. Even as a middle schooler, she was in her neighborhood offering the opportunity for all of her friends and her friends' siblings to join her summer camp that she called Fun School. And after passing out flyers and pamphlets to the neighborhood mailboxes, charging just 50 cents an hour, her house was filled with the neighborhood dance contests, coloring sheets, Olympic showdowns. So I think her family knew right from the start she was going to be a career teacher. She began in Webster in 1989, later on helping open up the Schlegel Road Elementary School there in Webster, and then returned as an AIS reading teacher after spending some time with her family. And then she came to Victor, and over a 36-year career, she's been lovingly referred to as a reading fairy, someone who sparkles humor and joy and love throughout the school day. And I've been able to work closely with her as a principal, her as the AIS teacher, and just appreciating her sense of positivity and her belief in all kids and her willingness to go above and beyond to make sure all kids reach success has been a joy and a pleasure to work alongside of Janet. She's got passion, wisdom, and joy, and it'll be deeply missed. We thank you, Janet, as you enjoy your camper coming up this summer. We hope you enjoy every mile of the retirement road ahead. Come on down, Janet. All right, and lastly, just like to say thank you and congratulations to Heidi Searing Post, who, after a 25-and-a-half-year remarkable journey as an educator, has decided to retire. She also began her career in Webster and teaching at Plank North School and Clem South School, where she helped even launch a school within a school when she started a multi-age program in Webster. It's just one of her many examples of an innovative spirit, dedication, and commitment to education. Throughout her career, Heidi has poured her heart, her soul, and every piece of energy that she's got into teaching kindergarten and first grade, always championing the youngest learners, taking time to connect with each and every family in a special and unique way, sending pictures, videos, going to sporting events, birthday parties, you name it. Heidi Searing Post was always there for her students. After taking time to support her daughters through high school, she returned to the classroom and then spent the last 10 years making a profound impact here at the ECS. One especially meaningful memory comes from her time here when a student joined her class, speaking no English, living in Farmington as a refugee. With patience, care, and steady encouragement, Heidi helped this child feel safe, seen, and successful. That student still visits and sends messages, a testament to the deep and lasting bonds that Heidi builds within her students and families. And another example actually happened this evening in our boardroom during the opportunity to connect and have a reception. A former student came to say thank you and give Heidi some flowers, which was very heartwarming. Through her work on the school community team, creating banners, bringing positivity to every hallway, Heidi gives her all each day. She reminds us to stay flexible, to reflect, and to always remember that every day is a fresh start. And as she heads into retirement, excited for Abby's wedding, visits with Carly and Abby, and trips to Florida, we know her legacy will live on in every hug, smile, and every student she's helped along the way. Thank you, Heidi. You've made the ECS a better place, and you will certainly be missed.
My name is Heidi Robb. I'm the principal at the primary school, and I am honored tonight to first honor Holly Knox. After starting her career in Livonia, Holly has spent the last 24 years at Victor, leaving a lasting impact on countless students and colleagues, including myself. She taught first, second, and third grade, then moved to math intervention and teacher leadership, and ultimately became our math coach, always being driven by her passion for supporting high-quality instruction. Holly also made a mark through VTA leadership. As Mike Modeleski shared, her organization, fearless advocacy, and relationship building made Victor stronger in ways we'll feel long after she's gone. Holly, you are leaving behind much more than a career. You're leaving a legacy here in Victor. We wish you all the best as you enjoy this next chapter and live your best life. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to honor Michelle Lindsay. I'd like to honor her not just her time as a librarian, but for the incredible impact that she's had on Victor Primary School. Since joining us in 2002, Michelle has brought energy, creativity, and a deep love for learning. Through her work in blended learning, enrichment, and professional development, she's inspired students and staff alike. What we'll miss most is the joy she brings each day. Michelle loves her work, and it shows, especially in the way she lights up around our students. We'd like to thank Michelle for her passion, her wisdom, and heart. She's made a lasting difference, and we wish her all the best in her next chapter. Lastly, I'd like to honor Tanya Zajac Angelini. I'd like to celebrate her incredible career. Since joining Victor in 1995, Tanya has been a constant source of support, kindness, and care, especially at the primary school where she spent the heart of her career. Whether it was a student needing encouragement or a colleague needing a hand, Tanya was always there. Her dedication, warmth, and infectious spirit have left a lasting mark on all of us. Kids light up when they see her. And let's be honest, so did we. Tanya, we are excited for her to join this next chapter with her family, and we hope she knows that she's always has a home here in Victor. We will miss her deeply and wish her the absolute best in her well-earned retirement.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Morrow, principal of the intermediate school. And first, I have the honor of recognizing Maggie Elliott, whose incredible impact at Victor Intermediate School spans years of dedication, creativity, and heart. Starting as a social studies teacher and later becoming our beloved librarian, Maggie brought passion to every corner of her work, from leading our community read program to turning the library into a welcoming hub for students and staff. Whether through book clubs, author visits, or numerous baby showers and wedding showers, Maggie built a space full of warmth and laughter. Her colleagues describe her as the heart of VIS, deeply kind, endlessly supportive, and always collaborative. As she heads into retirement with a trip to Italy ahead, we thank Maggie for everything she has done for VIS. Come on up, Maggie. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to recognize Maria Gushevitz. Maria Gushevitz was a constant, compassionate presence at VIS, supporting students across all grade levels and programs, including our 12-1-3, 12-1-1, and extended school year programs. She had a rare gift for making each child feel valued, and her creativity and dedication made her a trusted resource for both students and staff. Beyond the classroom, Maria's warmth, humor, and infectious laughter brought light to even the toughest days. Her impact on our school community is lasting, and we miss her deeply. Maria, thank you for your years of love, care, and inspiration, and enjoy your well-earned retirement. Next, I'd like to recognize Sandy Kramer. Sandy Kramer has worn many hats in her time here, always focused on one thing: supporting students. She had a remarkable ability to connect with students of all backgrounds and needs, helping each one find their path to success. Sandy never limited her care to just the students she was assigned to. She made connections with every student in the classroom, creating a truly inclusive and supportive environment. Her positivity, collaborative spirit, and genuine care for both students and colleagues have left a lasting mark on our school. Sandy embodied teamwork and built strong relationships wherever she went. Even in retirement, she continues to make an impact, returning as a substitute, diving right into classroom life, and even leaving kind thank you notes behind for all. Sandy, thank you for your years of dedication. You've truly made a difference for VIS students and staff alike. Next, I'd like to recognize Pam Pickering. Pam brought a calm, steady presence that made a world of difference, not only for our students, but for every teacher and colleague lucky enough to work alongside her. Her ability to solve problems quietly and intuitively, knowing exactly what was needed before it was even asked, set her apart. One teacher described her as one of the most professional teacher aides I've ever worked with, and we all agree. Pam always put kids first, offering kindness, gentleness, and a safe place for some of our most challenging students. As a colleague, she was supportive, genuinely interested in others, and an exceptional listener. Pam, your legacy is one of compassion, professionalism, and heart, and you will be deeply missed. Next, I'd like to recognize Karen Vericio. I'm happy to celebrate Karen Vericio, who is retiring after 32 years in education, 24 of them right here in Victor. Karen has worn many hats, but it was as math AAS teacher where she truly found her passion, helping students build confidence and understanding at their own pace. Her care extended beyond academics. She created a safe, loving space for countless students and was a kind, thoughtful colleague to all. Karen's advice to new teachers was don't give up and keep your sense of humor and live a balanced life. In retirement, she looks forward to time with family, volunteering, her part-time work at Target, and her love of art and music. Karen, thank you for everything, and congratulations. And last but not least, I'd like to honor Dawn Zuber. I'm honored to share some words today regarding Dawn Zuber's retirement after 34 years of dedicated service in education, all at Victor Intermediate School. Hired on her 21st birthday in 1991, Dawn has shaped the lives of countless students throughout her work in multi-age classrooms, 5th and 6th grade classrooms, and math AIS. Her greatest pride lies in the lasting relationships she built with students and colleagues, connections that define her legacy. As one colleague shared, the one thing I'll always cherish is her friendship. Dawn's advice to new teachers has always been, stick with it because the rewards at the end are worth it. Dawn, thank you for your compassion, commitment, and care, and enjoy this next chapter. Next, I'd like to introduce the principal of the junior high, Brian Gee.
Good evening, everyone. Brian Gee, the principal of the junior high school. About 3 retirees for our building this year. The first one I'm going to speak about is Marcy Pembroke. She's not here tonight. Marcy was a valued member of both our junior and senior high school science departments, and she'll be known primarily in our building for building great relationships with kids, offering really good expanded opportunities in both our enrichment programs, but also within our 1213 offerings for some of our special education students, as well as being a great colleague. We're wishing her well. We know she's spending time with her family and splitting time between here and Florida. So now we do have 2 others that are both here, and they are absolute legends, some of the all-time best by far. Kelly O'Neill, I'm going to talk about Kelly first. Kelly is a member of our special education department, and every morning for years began with Kelly dancing around the halls, listening to a boombox, getting everybody ready for the day. And as I talked about Kelly with other folks, they talked about her as being a mood booster for anyone that's around her. She has an unstoppable energy. She's lifted students and staff alike. Whether it's waving the Notre Dame flag dressed in head-to-toe green on St. Patrick's Day, or taking the time to make a relationship with every student, even those not on her caseload, Kelly's been known to be able to lift the spirits of everyone around her and is known as a true mom to everyone that she interacts with. And we thank you for that. In retirement, she's going to be heading up to Siesta Key. She's going to be spending time in the Adirondacks hiking. She's probably going to be doing a little bit of free labor in her daughter's store up in the Adirondacks as well. But while you're doing all those things, Kelly, just know that your magic is left behind and that you'll be deeply missed. Thank you. All right, and for me, these two come hand in hand, Kelly and Paula Smith. Paula is a member of our science department, has been a member of the Victor School community for a number of years, and has had just a great career as a teacher. So we kind of refer to this as her big experiment, right? As a science teacher, she's had a career-long experiment in which she's always been one of the most unique people and elements that we're going to have in our sort of junior high periodic table. Whether it's listening to 38 Special and singing as she cleans out her labs, or like Kelly, making relationships with those people around her, particularly the students that need her the most. Paula has really shined for us at the junior high. She has a gift for remembering students from decades ago, remembering names and faces of everyone that she's worked with. She has a fondness for Depression-era green glass, apparently. I learned this about her this year. And she has a deep love of animals, which is great as a science teacher. Not so much good with plants, we've heard, but we can kind of overlook that. She builds connections, she creates lasting relationships, and also, like Kelly, she's a co-teacher's dream. She's great to work with, she's great to partner with, and she's leaving an indelible mark on the junior high school community and the Victor community. Her next chapter in her experiment in her post-retirement life is going to be spent paddleboarding, convertible rides, thrift store treasure hunting, and of course, making her legendary homemade salsa, which is something I also only learned about recently. I've been missing out for 11 years there, Paula. But we're also going to miss you deeply, and the things that you've done for this community and our kids will last a lifetime. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Brian Siesto, the principal at the high school.
Okay, everyone, Brian Siesto, Victor Senior High School principal. We have two retirees who we're going to recognize tonight. Thank you, I will. Mike Myers, who couldn't be here tonight, spent 19 years with us here in Victor, who retired last June, started his career in Victor, a very calm, student-centered teacher, one of the first teachers I've ever seen who truly embraced project-based learning, really wanted to make sure that he delivered great instruction for all students. He was a wonderful advocate for students. He was a member of our social studies department. He was our international baccalaureate coordinator, and also started an annual 9th grade trip to Washington, D.C., which the students absolutely loved. He was one of the first coaches that we had for our girls lacrosse team, and really started the foundation for the success that we have today. And Mike is enjoying retirement now, so just want to make sure we say thank you to Mike for a great career. Our second retiree, an absolute legend, Ann Steckel, who is here tonight, who has spent 26 years in education, started at Wheatland Chili before coming here to Victor, where she taught French, levels 2 through 5, and even taught Spanish. She was department chair for about a decade. She started the sister exchange program with our school over in Rennes, France in 2012. She's been on a number of committees. She's a person whose sense of humor is so legendary that this is what has endeared her to so many of us, both staff and students. She was very forthcoming when I was talking with her and admitting that she's going to miss seeing her students, her friends, and colleagues, but she will not miss grading the French compositions. Her advice to us, just try to have fun, find the fun wherever you can find it. She is a fierce supporter of students, always advocating for their interests. Although she might not always talk during a meeting, when she did, she immediately commanded the full attention of the room because whatever she said was important, accurate, truthful, and she had the respect of her colleagues. She is deeply passionate about what is right and fierce advocate for her department. And I told the staff at the conference day, if there is ever a Hall of Fame for incredible teachers who put way more hours into their job than what they're actually paid for because they truly love kids, she is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Ann, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Okay, I guess it's my turn again. So congratulations and thank you to all the retirees for all your efforts to support the Victor community. Very appreciated. You may, talking from some experience, you may be surprised on how busy you'll be in retirement. So thank you. We will now pause and reconvene in the boardroom. Next on the agenda will be the superintendent's update. You may not want to miss that. It's always enjoyable. So we'll see you in the boardroom, or not. Thank you. Okay, thank you. We are back after that brief walkabout. Item 4 on our agenda is the superintendent's update. Dr. Terranova, if you please.
Thank you, Mr. DeLucia, and I'll be quick because really the superintendent's update, I couldn't do better than what just happened in the last 45 minutes between all the kids and their honors, and certainly, most importantly, our retirees and the amazing work that they've done with our kids, and will be sorely missed. Now, a few of them are actually coming back, which is amazing, but so they're going to still come back and help us out. Just one piece, I want to mention the budget vote. Again, a thank you to our Board of Education for their leadership around our 25-26 proposed budget. On May 13th, from 3 to 7 p.m. is our registration at district office from 3 to 7 p.m. And that is for individuals who have not yet registered to vote at any time. If you've already registered to vote, you should be fine, but you can always call our board clerk, Kate Selleck, if you have any questions. And a special thanks to Kate. This is her first year. She's collaborating with Maureen, but has done a great job getting the vote ready, and it's a lot of work, so thank you to Kate. And I just want to make sure that people understand it's a busy day, on Tuesday the 20th, that's our vote, May 20th. We have the random acts of art from 5 to 7 p.m., and that's in the senior high art wing. We have our CARES Carnival, which is an amazing event from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the North Fields by the high school. That's sponsored by the Victor Senior High CARES Club, and the money goes to families in the area of need, and it's a great event, and it's a great event for especially our younger kids. They love it. And we have an orchestra concert at 7 p.m. on May 20th, and many, many different athletic events going on. So it's going to be a busy day on campus, and we're excited about that. So that's my superintendent's update.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Terranova. Do we have any speakers signed up? No speakers. So we're going to skip item 5 on our agenda. How's that for an executive decision, huh?
Done.
Item 6 is the acceptance of consent items 6A through H. I'll need a motion, please, to accept these.
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth, second. Carol? Any comments or questions on any of these items, board members?
Just one comment about the personnel agenda, Mr. DeLucia. First of all, we have on this agenda 24 professionals who I am recommending for tenure to the Board of Education, and they are going to make a huge influence on, or have a huge influence on our kids for many, many years to come, and I'm very excited for their tenure piece. We're going to recognize them next month at the board meeting, and a big shout out to our leadership staff for their work with our staff who is earning tenure. And because this has just happened, I think a week and a half ago, I have to put a shout out to Heidi Searing Post, who is on the agenda as a retirement. You saw Heidi a few minutes ago. I've spent a lot of time in her classroom at the ECS. She's phenomenal. And she is going to be sorely, sorely missed. She's got that balance of really building incredible relationships with her kids and her parents, also being the consummate professional and an awesome teacher, especially with early literacy. So Heidi will be missed, and I just wanted to thank her.
Thank you, Dr. Terranova. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. 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 Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Thank you. Item 7, campus news.
Good evening. I'm Rob DeRose, the principal of the Early Childhood School. As we enter the final stretch of the school year, our halls continue to reflect the heart of our school community, most visibly through our kindness chain that I mentioned last month, which is now proudly displayed in our main hallway. And it's nice to know that each link represents a student's act of kindness or joy, and together they form a powerful reminder for our school community of the positive culture that we have here that's made up of our teachers, staff, students, and families that we work so hard to build each and every day. This month, our school-wide focus is on providing positive, proactive support to our entire school community. In the month of May, each week, we have a different area that we try to prioritize to focus our students as well as our teachers and staff. the first month of May, we've been revisiting our common breathing strategies that have been taught by our excellent school counselors, Ashley Zahn and Emily Zajac. These are tools that the students use to manage their emotions and stay grounded in learning. With the help of some newly created videos, students were able to rewatch, practice, and relearn each technique. And a special thank you goes to our school community team, especially Emily Zajac, Aaron Isaacs, who is here tonight. He helped create these videos in a very short time frame, and our kindergarten students, who were the stars of the show. The month will close on a high note with a Friendship Fun Day, Assembly for Students, and our third annual Staff Block Party, which is a joyful gathering for teachers and staff in the bus loop after dismissal toward the end of the month. These moments of connection are just as meaningful as the ones we create in the classroom. Our teachers and staff continue to work tirelessly in support of high levels of academic growth and achievement for each child. Through the collaboration in PLCs and creative problem solving, we've developed strong student-centered strategies to help all learners thrive. This week was also Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week, and it bears repeating that I believe we have the best team here at the ECS, but as well as the other schools, I'll make sure to mention them as well. Their commitment and belief in every student and partnership with families are what make our school such a special place to learn and grow. Finally, as Dr. Terranova said, a heartfelt thank you and congratulations to all of our retirees, Heidi Searing Post, Janet Apprentice, and Mrs. Shadic. Their years of service have left a lasting legacy. Thanks to their hard work, ECS is a stronger, more joyful learning community. They'll be deeply missed and fondly remembered. And thank you to the board for your continued support, and we're excited for the final stretch of the school year.
Hi, I'm Heidi Robb, the principal at the primary school. As you know, this week is Teacher Appreciation Week, and while we absolutely celebrate our classroom teachers, we also recognize that every single adult in the primary school plays a role in teaching our students, whether it's in the classroom, the cafeteria, the office, or on the playground. Our children are learning from each interaction, and I'm incredibly proud of how every staff member models care, respect, and curiosity each and every day. This week is a wonderful reminder of how we all share in that responsibility and privilege. We also want to take a moment to acknowledge National School Nurses Day. A heartfelt thank you to Lori Pownell and Kathy Coons, our incredible school nurses, for the compassion and professionalism they bring to their roles. They support not only the physical health of our students, but also their emotional well-being, and we're grateful for their steady presence. Finally, I'd like to thank our multi-age teachers for hosting a successful parent information night. We had upwards of 40+ families at that information night. That team provided valuable insight into the unique structure and benefits of the program, and families left feeling informed, engaged, and excited about what's ahead. Thank you for your continued support for our students, staff, and our school community.
Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jim Morrow, and I'm the principal of Victor Intermediate School. As we head into the final stretch of the school year, we have a number of engaging events and activities that showcase the spirit and dedication of both our students and staff. This week, we took some time to recognize and celebrate our incredible teaching staff at VIS during Teacher Appreciation Week. And actually today we held our luncheon sponsored by our PTSA, which was incredible. It was a huge buffet of all these different Italian dishes. So it was really, really a great opportunity for all of our staff to kind of connect and be celebrated. So we really appreciate that. Their commitment, our teachers' commitment, passion, and tireless efforts shape the lives of students every day. In addition, we also celebrated School Nurses Day on Wednesday, and we're so grateful for the expertise and care our nurses provide to support the health and well-being of our school community. Our students are eagerly looking forward to some upcoming field trips. Our fifth graders have begun and will continue to visit the Rochester Museum and Science Center, where they'll dive into hands-on science and discovery. The 6th grade will explore creativity and culture at the Art Museum, and our 4th graders will be enjoying educational adventure aboard the Colonial Belle, learning about local history while cruising on the Erie Canal. We've also seen our students step up as leaders and contributors. A special thank you to Mrs. Oldfield and Miss Rohr for organizing a beautiful partnership where our 6th grade students are joining music class with our 1213 special education students. It's really just a shining example of inclusion and the power of music to connect everybody in the building. In another act of service, our 4th and 5th grade student council members worked with Miss Wolf, one of our special education teachers, to help clean up and refresh the VIS courtyard, showing pride in our school environment at VIS. Finally, this month's character trait is something that we've been working on, which is flexibility, an essential skill for our students, especially as we navigate the busy and sometimes unpredictable final 2 months of school and finishing up state tests. So flexibility becomes a key trait during this time for our students. Thank you to the Board of Education again for your ongoing support and your help in making these enriching experiences possible for our students and staff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening. Brian Gay, the principal of the junior high school. It's been a pretty busy few weeks for us, so a couple of updates. Our students recently enjoyed a powerful musical experience with the guest musician Herb Smith, who sparked some great conversations and great opportunities for our young musicians. I want to thank our music department for bringing that opportunity to our schools and for your support of our music department. Our student council successfully ran its first Mix It Up activity day, where students we're able to promote inclusivity and a connectedness between grade levels and teams that we don't typically see at the junior high. We also welcomed our JCC Survivors performance last week, which is a moving event that directly supports both our ELA and our social studies curriculum while highlighting the need to make sure that we emphasize kindness and we were careful that hate doesn't kind of get ingrained into our society. Our amazing PTSA rolled out the Jolly Trolley today as part of Teacher Appreciation Week. That's a huge hit for all of the staff. Laura and I get the joy of getting to push the thing around and hand out snacks and drinks. I want to thank them very much for that. We're also looking ahead to preparing for our immersive Civil War Days reenactment camp event tomorrow. 7th graders are all headed to Canandaigua for an opportunity to sort of live life as though they were a Civil War reenactor living in a camp for about 3 hours. Really interested in that. Be great for them. And then lastly, I'd also want to recognize all of our teachers and Kristen Rankert, our school nurse, in appreciation for Teacher Appreciation Week and also School Nurses Day. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
Hello again, Brian Cecil, principal of Victor Senior High School. Want to recognize Vivian Hughes, who is one of our seniors. We found out late last week that she was awarded a National Merit Scholarship for the University of Chicago, so that makes 2 this year, her and Arian Moore. Just want to make sure I publicly recognize her. It's a phenomenal feat and couldn't be prouder of her. Also want to recognize 6 individual students: Ariana Edwards, Tessa Pioni, Olivia Pioni, Griffin Pipes, Alexander Repass, and Addie Canzano for placing first in the Ontario County Envirothon on April 29th. Winning that competition earned them the opportunity to participate in the state competition in May, later this month in SUNY Cortland. The Envirothon is a national competition that tests students in the field of environmental science. Topics include aquatic ecology, forestry, wildlife, soil and land use, and alternative energy. The competition includes several hands-on tests and prepared presentations judged by college professors. And the students are true stewards of the earth and have really embraced being involved in something that they are passionate about. So congratulations and good luck to them. Also want to acknowledge that last Friday was our 4th annual Student Council Talent Show, where we were able to sell about 300 tickets and made about $1,400. The money that is raised goes to help with senior events for students who may not be able to afford those things, such as the senior trip, senior ball, and caps and gowns. Tippett Reinson and Jillian Doyle are 2 students who emceed the show, and I want to thank Danielle Westbrook, John Aldrich, and Aaron Isaacs for facilitating a great evening. And also want to echo the thanks to our school nurses and our teachers for Teacher Appreciation Week. Tomorrow, our staff is able to buy a coffee from our Victor Brew Devils on the administration as a sign of thanks. And I believe we might have some field trip photos. Okay, so just wanted to thank the board and Dr. Terranova for the support for the trips and the various activities our students have done in the last month. Upper left, our students were able to go to Dubrovnik, Croatia, and to Italy last April. There's a picture of Laura Brewer and Ethan Smith in the event, the music event in Hartford, Connecticut. Our boys lacrosse team went to Latham, New York over spring break to participate in some spring non-league games against some very high-end New York State schools. Our boys baseball team went to Myrtle Beach to participate in spring training. And then DECA, about a week and a half ago, they were in Orlando for the International Career Development Conference, where we had an outstanding performance, and we sent, I think I mentioned this last month, 22 students, which is the most that we've ever sent to that conference. So I want to thank the board for all of your support. Thank you.
Great. All right, thank you. There you have it, the Mayflowers edition of Campus News. 7B, food service update.
Good evening. I am Alex T. Pole DeWitt, Director of Food Service. So, before the school year started, there we go. We had a senior high makeover. This was done in collaboration with our senior high administrators and an amazing student committee at the end of the last school year. And we have a quick video to show you kind of like the before and after photos. So. So just a little fun video for everybody. Sorry, Brian. Okay. So operations to date, down to business. So we are currently operating under the community eligibility provision, which is also CEP, which has significantly increased our average daily participation across the district. Since last school year, we have increased breakfast by 544 meals, lunch by 580 meals, and this is on a daily basis. So that's quite a bit. I do believe that the increase in participation is more than likely due to our Alice families who are now able to have their children participate in the school meal program. And if any of you do not know, Alice refers to a group of households earning the above the federal poverty level, but still struggle to afford basic necessities like food. So I think that we're doing an amazing job and that we're fortunate to have the CEP. And we are currently maintaining a positive fund balance, which is always good news. Okay, challenges this school year. Product availability still does remain inconsistent, which therefore means that I have to find substitutions, which equates to higher cost and purchasing products that are not on our bid. Employee shortage, I know everybody short employees. Our current staff have to work extra hours. Sometimes we're down to running one serving line instead of two. This causes longer serving times for our students, which nobody likes. Closing snack lines sometimes, and as we know, the snack line does financially help to support our program as well. But I do have to give kudos to our staff. They are the glue that holds the program together and ensures that Victor students receive healthy meals each and every day. No matter how difficult the day may be, they never stop giving 1,000%. I also want to give a thank you to the staff and to the students who made National School Lunch Hero Day a lot of fun and something special for my food service employees. They got cards from students, little gifts, candy, all sorts of stuff. My staff were just, ear to ear. Okay, concerns for next school year. So we are waiting from the government to decide what they're going to do as far as the qualifying threshold for CEP, which they're talking about raising it to 60%. Currently, the qualification is 25%, which is where we are just over that 25% threshold. So if we no longer qualify for CEP and we have to start collecting free and reduced applications and charging families for meals, we will see an increase in administrative burden, but even more so, there will be an increase in school lunch debt, which the department may or may not be able to reconcile at the end of the school year, which then in turn puts additional financial burden on the district, which we hope to try to avoid. So that's why it's so important that we just stay CEP. I can only pray that we do. So, and the families, obviously, that we're helping out, it's so important. And I know that 2027 looks like it's a long ways away, but when you're in food services and the nutrient limits are constantly changing, it takes time to develop and for students to adapt. So therefore, during the upcoming school year, we will start making changes that will align us with the nutrient limits that will be mandated by the 27-28 school year. Manufacturers are currently in the process of developing products that will meet the new standards. So my plan is to introduce more scratch cooking into the mix, which will help us provide fresher and more nutritious foods while meeting the new regulations. And for example, what does that mean? We can use fruit as a sweetener instead of processed sugar, herbs and spices instead of salt, as well as hopefully making freshly baked homemade whole grain items. So, all right. And the mission of Victor Central School Food Service Department is right there for you. Thank you. And I also would like to thank you for your support. Any questions?
Yeah, anyone have a question? I have one. The CEP, when do you think you might know an answer to that?
I do not know. I wish I could give you a timeline, but I do not know.
And whose cage do we rattle?
Right now, Governor Hochul, as I had on that slide, she wants to present us with universal meals, but we haven't seen the language as far as what that means either and how much they're going to actually be able to reimburse us for our meals.
Okay.
So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Something to talk about.
Alex, so those changes, it could come like partway through a school year. It wouldn't necessarily happen over the summer. Is that correct? Some of these mandates could just go in, well, if
for the nutrient levels or for
no, not the nutrient levels, but like if the CEP,
yes,
if that threshold does shift, I mean, that could really happen at any time. So like if it's currently at 25%, is that where we're currently at? So if we start the year at 25%, and if it shifts partway through next year, what is that implication, like mid-year? What would that?
A nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, so what that's going to mean is that all of a sudden we're going to have to send out applications. We're going to have to start verifying all these applications. It's just going to turn into administrative burden. It's also going to confuse families, which is the worst part right there. So families who are feeling comfortable with being able to send their children to school and knowing that they're getting 2 nutritious meals a day are now going to wind up struggling again because they're going to say, we don't qualify, so now what? Right. So it's not a pleasant thought.
Thank you.
Alex, I just have to say thank you so much. The increased volume at breakfast and lunch, and you guys handled it so well. So thank you so much. And the senior high makeover, And like the first time I walked in, it was amazing what like a coat of paint in the little places, you know, made such a difference. And I loved that the signage as to like where to go. I know we talked about it in building council years ago. So it was wonderful to see it, you know, to fruition. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bless you.
I just want to thank you, Alex, for your leadership. You're serving more and more kids every year. You're remaining solvent somehow, and you're somehow remaining, I know it's a very big concern, but you're remaining as staffed as possible because people want to work here and they want to work under your leadership. And anybody who's been able to walk through any of our buildings, whether it's breakfast or lunchtime, and seeing the thousands of kids getting nutritious meals, some of which may not have been able to do that without your work, I know it's greatly appreciated by everyone, so thank you.
Thank you, Tim. And Dr. Terranova.
Thank you.
Anything I need to do here?
Okay. Next up is the Music and Fine Arts update. Presenters, come and make your introductions, please.
Good evening. Kira Currency, Director of Humanities. It's a pleasure to welcome you and to celebrate the incredible work happening in our visual arts and music departments. Our programs give students opportunities to express themselves, build confidence, and connect with others, directly supporting Victor's mission to create engaging learning environments that promote empathy, inclusivity, and opportunity by uniting community in classrooms. Our dedicated teachers work to inspire and prepare every student to reach their full potential and thrive in an ever-changing world. Tonight, we are proud to show how the arts help students find their voice and strengthen our school community. To begin, I'd like to introduce Joe Festaya from our Visual Art Department, who will share more about the exciting work happening in our rooms.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Festa. I'm one of the teachers of the Victor Art team. I work at the primary. I'm going to be bringing you through the pre-K through grade 6 portion of this. And if I have this. Okay. So we have some slides up here, and there's going to be some recurring themes on these. So starting with pre-K, as far as vertical alignment of our curriculum, the pre-K students are really having a lot of experiential learning. A lot of it is with materials control, just learning how to hold a brush, manipulate materials, stay within the lines. Some of the materials they get are pre-drawn or pre-made, and so this one up here with the flowers, they're learning how to care for materials, experiment, just kind of see what happens as they use materials. The next one, kindergarten, again, there's going to be a lot of experiential learning, and there's also a lot of brush and water control. Here they're working with experimenting with using markers instead of watercolors and seeing what happens when they add water to that material. So again, taking off from what the pre-K kids learned, now they're adding some water. Water becomes a big part of the whole program with watercolors, obviously, but controlling that so it doesn't turn into a flood is a big thing. First grade, they're getting into more color theory. So, and we do touch on color theory in kindergarten. So here in the first grade, they have warm, cool color schemes. They're experimenting with some wax resist crayon mark making. So as the water washes over that, it leaves some empty spaces. Second grade, we're getting into a little bit more of the technical side of art. So my second graders are learning about the landscape, the different parts, foreground, middle ground, background, and how to apply scale to their compositions. Also, we're learning from observation, so we stand up and look outside at the grass and notice that it's not just green, and so they're starting to blend in some colors. And we have a very limited color palette that they're they're using for these. My third graders, there's a lot more refinement of skills. They're getting a lot more selection of brush control, so they get to choose larger, smaller brushes. There's a lot more refinement in how they're doing their color blending. And we're still working with that same limited color palette, though they have a lot more choice in the colors that they get to choose. So with the earlier grades, a lot of times we'll set out exactly the colors that they need to use, or they'll be segregated, so there'll be warm colors on one side, cool on the other, so they don't get it mixed up. As they get older, they have more of that autonomy of choice. So there's more opportunity to make mistakes, but also to explore. Our fourth graders, this one is a bit more with paint rather than watercolor, but here they're becoming a bit more expressive. And again, water control, because now they're doing some dry brushing techniques, and that becomes a much more expressive form of painting. They're moving into abstraction, so the flowers become shapes that we can recognize rather than just being simply, as representative of flowers. Fifth grade, they're doing neurographic work, and you can see that there's a lot of value within those shapes. Again, that is, a lot of tight control with how much water they're applying. So we're doing a lot of using water, but also knowing when not to use water, so we're not always flooding the paper. With sixth grade, they're moving into some value ranges, and value is something that we do throughout all the grade levels as well, but they're really working on it here by layering up those colors to create those volumetric forms. So there's a lot that happens. There's a lot of repetition through all the grades, and that carries through all the way up into high school, but each level we're adding more and more. So when we look at the fifth grade and the sixth grade, they're using a 16 color palette, whereas our younger kids in second and third are using 8 colors, and down at the pre-K, they might be given 2 or 3 colors. So choice is always there. There's always more room for exploration, and also, opportunities, for learning from those mistakes. I'm going to turn it over now to Dave Denner, who is our high school, and he's going to cover middle school through high school. Thank you.
All right. I'm Dave Denner, art teacher at the high school. One of my favorite things about this presentation is we're showing you a K-12 continuum with one medium. So we do this with a lot of the different media that we work with in the art department. And the main thing is we're giving our students a cumulative experience where we have a vertically aligned curriculum that allows us to do things that build upon prior success. So by the time they get to 8th grade art, students are focusing more on concept. They're working with ideas. They are a lot more imaginative in terms of like the storytelling that's happening, because their skill level has gotten to a point where they're confident and comfortable doing a lot of different things with their artwork. This is where we get a little bit more accurate with colors. It's a lot more representational, and you're going to see a lot of Lindsay in the storytelling. Studio art is something we offer in 8th grade and in the senior high, and it's our last of the art courses that are of our required courses. So the key takeaway from this is that students have now had a lot of experience with paint. Now they're manipulating it and controlling it and focusing on elements of things like color, expression, and also working in series with multiples and things like that. There we go. All right, so one of the things that happens after our studio art program, it's kind of a shift in the experience of the educator themselves. In drawing and painting 1, the teacher still holds an instructional role, and the emphasis is on teaching foundational skills, fundamental skills, really pushing them to the top level of their understanding and comfort with these different media. By the time they get to drawing and painting 2, the teacher takes on a hybrid role of facilitator and teacher, so really the role shifts to someone who's not only teaching them the skills that they need and affirming that, but also giving them suggestions on ways that they can expand upon and start to develop their own unique portfolio of work. Then finally, AP, which APs are due tomorrow, so AP's been on my mind a lot lately. Our AP program, students are 100% independently building portfolios. The teacher takes the role of facilitator. We point them in different directions to help them build an authentic portfolio of work that showcases their strengths. We want to have an environment where students are going to work without the fear of making mistakes and willing to take the risks that they need to have a successful portfolio that comes about from their work. So as an overview, our curriculum, it's really important that we tied it together on a K-12 level and really looked at that vertical alignment. That's a really important thing to our program. And what we've learned through this too is that our students are able to produce a lot more high quality work. When they go on to study art after high school, they're extremely well prepared to succeed at the college level. They're confident, they're learning about different careers early, and they're really thankful for the education that they received from our programming. This is just a quick little overview of some of the art shows we participate in. Just another really important thing, as with music, it's really important that the arts tie together with the community. So we make it a point to be out and show at a lot of different opportunities, locally and regionally. And so now I'm going to introduce Naomi for music.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting us to come and share in some of the many celebrations of our music department. I am Naomi Foley. I share the teacher leader position with Kristen, and I teach at ECS. And I've never used this before. Shouldn't it? There we go. Okay, I got it. I teach at the early childhood school, so I'm just going to take you through the K-6 program and some of our wonderful celebrations. At the early childhood school, we're working on building those foundational music skills like singing, expressive movement, cooperative play, beat and rhythm. Experiencing the classical music and a variety of music through movement and play, as you can see here. We have so many wonderful school celebrations that we collaborate with the school community team and through music with our ECS song, our Go for the Gold song, our kindness song that went with that beautiful kindness paper chain out in the hallway, and Flag Day, so that the entire school, all the children have full participation, collaboration, and that music is what brings us together and celebrates all of our wonderful achievements. At the primary building, we take those experiential music experiences and we build upon it with rhythm reading, melodic reading, more experience on the classroom instruments. That's just going to build for that music readiness to take off in the intermediate building, where our music program just explodes with hundreds of kids participating in chorus, orchestra, band, and our select groups, and then also everybody's still very involved in all of our general music classes, hands-on with drums and xylophones and keyboards and singing for all of our students, so that when they have a choice in the junior high, they're going to choose music and they're going to be super successful. So Kristen, take it away.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Kristen Mellema. I teach choir at the senior high. I'm very excited to be here tonight to celebrate some of our accomplishments as well as the wonderful things that our kids do out in the community. So you can see a ton of students involved in our junior high, senior high all-county festival and area all-state festival. Any students who went to area all-state, conference all-state, or all-eastern, like when we recognized Ethan Smith earlier, it's all because of their high NISMA scores, and we actually host that Solo Fest every year here too. So on top of all these wonderful things that our students are doing, they also get to go to Darien Lake every year, which like the kids start talking about. Our junior high is right above the senior high, so I visit them, and they start talking about Darien Lake like in September. Coming up, we have some really wonderful collaborative concerts. There's a night where it's all the 7th grade groups, a night where it's all of the 8th grade groups perform, and all of our students also perform at Eastview Mall every year around the holidays. At the senior high, again, a ton of accomplishments as well as connections to the community. What I really love about my job and working with these students is seeing the level of enthusiasm that they bring to a Solo Fest. It's the same that they bring to the community events. And I think that's something that our department as a whole is really proud of. And through our PLC work, that's been a goal, is how do we maintain these high standards, make this a place that's really welcoming for all students, and also connect with our community.
Ethan performed at a Veterans Day performance right here in Victor alongside other instrumentalists and my seniors in choir. We did a luncheon. Well, we didn't. We just sang at the luncheon. But there was a luncheon at the town hall for veterans, and I don't know, that's just like, those are really cool moments. I know Dr. Terranova was able to pop in, and it's cool to see that they bring that much enthusiasm to the concerts, whatever the performance is. So I'm really proud of our work. I'm really proud of our PLC work, and really proud of our kids. So thank you for giving us a moment to celebrate them today. I know you can read the slides, so I'll just move on. It's funny, people, I'm sure they say to you too, like, oh, the school year is winding down, huh? And I never know how to respond to that, because I'm like, no, the school year is not winding down. You can see we still have quite a few performances coming up. I put the QR code up there for a concert channel. I'm assuming everyone knows it's out there, but just in case not, if you'd like to come to a concert but you can't be there in person, Mr. Aaron Isaacs and Jonathan Maldonado live stream every single concert, even if you can't watch it live. It stays on the site so you can watch it later the next day. I really appreciate that. I like to be at a lot of my colleagues' concerts, but that's a lot. So it's a great opportunity to still support our students, support our colleagues, and I hope to see you at one of our upcoming concerts. Thank you so much.
Okay, any questions for this group, board members?
Just have to say thank you. You know, you're amazing. It's your passion and skills and talents that, you know, excite the kids, and then they put the effort in it too. And I love the, you know, stress of building those foundations. And like, it's, you know, a lot of times you kind of, you know, kids will have different homeroom teachers, but really there's only a few music teachers, there's only a few art teachers at each grade level. So like, you're hitting that whole cohort, and you're making a difference in so many kids' lives, and they remember it. You know, it's like my kids will, you know, talk about their art and music teachers. So it's amazing what you do, and we appreciate it every day. Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to add a comment. So I have a Suzuki strings person in my household, and it's quite a treat. But I really do love her dedication and her commitment. She has fallen in love with it because of the program. It was Herb Smith. That's all we heard leading up to it. So we went to go see it, and I was very impressed with how all that unfolded. And, you know, I for her in particular, and I know I'm giving a personal anecdote, but I have to. I think it's allowed to tap into different types of skills, dealing with frustration or really staying committed to something in ways that is a little bit different from how she had done that with athletics too. So I see the natural connection there, and I just think the program has really enabled that for her. So anecdotally, I'll tell you, I love everything that's going on, and thank you so much for sharing that with us.
I just wanted to quickly say I loved seeing the continuum for both departments and the building blocks. You know, being a mom of elementary school students, to see the trajectory of what's possible for them is so outstanding. And I recently attended in the building where I teach our 5th grade orchestra concert, and they played the same sequence that my 2nd grade Suzuki strings child at home is playing, and it was just incredible to see how early some of these things start in our district, and it is truly such a gift that you guys give all of our kids every day, so I'm just very grateful. Thank you.
Dr. T?
I just want to thank the 4 teachers here who represent the multitude of art and music teachers in our district. I think just one thing I would say is you're phenomenal at 2 separate but intersecting crafts, so to speak. Your craft is obviously your love of art and music. You're phenomenal at it yourselves, and you're able to teach it, but you also have the other craft that you're exceptional at, which is figuring out ways to build relationships with kids. And I see the children that anywhere from 4 to 18 that gravitate to your rooms, and in some cases you're the one niche that they have that really makes this place home for them, and I just greatly appreciate it as superintendent, so thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. I have two children that are artists. You know, certainly they would be impressed with what you presented here tonight. They're professional artists. I'm proud of them, and they're successful at it. And I can see how what you're doing will help others do that as well. So thank you. Anyone else? All right. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Okay, we are at 7D, which is to approve the following trip. AP Environmental Science students to Cortland, New York, from 5/28 to 5/29 of 2025 for the New York State Envirothon competition. A motion to approve this, please.
Carol.
Carol, second.
Lisa.
Lisa, any comments or questions on this one?
Congratulations. We just heard about it tonight.
Outstanding
That's great.
opportunity.
Good luck.
Very excited for them.
That's great. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, abstentions? Motion carried. Thank you. Item 8, meeting reports. Monroe County School Boards Association committee reports. Anyone have anything? I haven't been able to.
I had been registered for district operational because it talked about the one 2 weeks ago, and I missed it because I had to support one of my students during my lunch block. But I really want to go back and watch the video because it was about capital improvement projects during like uncertain financial times, and I thought that was very applicable to us as we begin to embark on the next phase of our current capital improvement project. So I'm planning on watching the video from the meeting, and I would encourage other colleagues to do the same because it just seems very relevant and it pertains directly to, you know, we're right in the midst of a capital improvement project. So that's my little plug.
The only other thing I saw is that NISBA did announce their dates for their annual conference this year. Just yesterday, I think they announced that, October 23rd to the 25th, again, at Hilton in New York City.
Yes, I saw that. How about standing committee updates? Anyone? Seeing none? No? None? Okay. Item 9, upcoming events, annual vote and Board of Education election is Tuesday, May 20th, from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. in the Early Childhood School Boardroom right here. I definitely will not be here at 6 a.m.
Oh, come
on. I can't do it.
I'm going to be voter one. Voter one.
Yeah. And then the next regular board meeting would be June 12th, 7:15, and that's here as well. Okay, we are not going to adjourn at this point because we want to go back to executive session, so I need a motion to enter executive session to discuss the employment history of specific individuals.
Lisa.
Lisa, second.
Brian.
Brian. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Are we staying here for that? Or going to the conference?
We'll need to go behind a closed door somewhere. Okay. Either, if this room isn't available, we'll go back to where we were.
Okay.
Thank you.
I need a time.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Oh, and a reminder of our board workshop on the 22nd.
Okay.
Did we decide 6 o'clock for that? Okay, 6 to 8? Yeah.
Say that Kristen brought the group of the select choir to our NICET, our teachers union statewide